from the joint security end, going to update us on some reporting. Also, the list of information also going to be updated on as well. And so keep following us. Folks come across Liberia and the rest of our global village. Don't you go away. This is Monrovia Later News.
Welcome back, folks. If you are just joining us, you are watching Verity Online News. And we are live at the Ministry of Information, where the joint security is expected to have a press conference today in relation to the former Vice President,
So, as you can see,
Joel
the Minister of Information, just arrived. You can also see the Justice Minister is also here. You can see the IG, the head of police, Gregory Coleman is also here. And so the team is in full. We have a full house here today.
members of the joint security.
We have a full house here today. All you do just sit and stay on the
Arriving.
And so, any moment from now, this ball going to be quiet while the first speaker hits the stage to address the nation.
So let me have your attention. Good afternoon to you, members of the press, to Liberians who are listening via radio and your different live views. I want to welcome you to this special press conference taking place here at the Ministry of Information. I know you were informed earlier that the Minister of Information was going to be addressing the press at 5. Considering the gravity of the matter that we are about to present, we took a conscious decision that the Minister of Justice, who's also Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, will present a statement here at the press conference. Following the presentation of the statement, you members of the press will be granted the opportunity to ask questions if you have. So I have the singular pleasure to invite to this podium the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor Natu Oswald Tweh, who will now address you members of the press. Mr. Minister.
Good afternoon. Fellow Liberians, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Justice, wants to inform the public that former Vice President Joel Cllr has been formally charged in connection with the ongoing investigation into an alleged transnational narcotics network operating within and beyond the Republic of Liberia. But Howard Cllr was stopped from departing Liberia at Robert International Airport and subsequently taken to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. Following investigative procedures and review of the evidence presented by the Joint National Security Investigative Team, she has been charged with the following offenses. Under the Controlled Drug and Substance Act of 2023, violation of Section 14.83, unlicensed importation of a controlled drug or substance. Violation of Section 14.85, unlicensed sale, trading, administration, dispensation, delivery, distribution, dispatching, transit, and transportation of a controlled drug or substance. And violation of section 14.93, illicit trafficking of a controlled drug or substance. Under chapter 10 of the Penal Law of Liberia, violation of section 10.2, criminal solicitation. Violation of section 10.3, criminal facilitation. The violation of section 10.4, criminal conspiracy. Under the anti-money laundering and terrorist financing law, violation of section 15.2, money laundering. The government further announces that the following alleged members and organizers of the same transnational narcotics network have been similarly charged in absentia. 1. Nicolas Avensi, a Croatian national. 2. Behovil Grovic, a Croatian national. And 3. Tara Zeriko, a Ukrainian national. We have the pictures here for your information. We'll be circulating them to the press. The Ministry of Justice will pursue all lawful domestic and international measures necessary to locate, apprehend, and bring these defendants before the courts of the Republic of Liberia. Meanwhile, former Deputy Director of the National Security Agency for Administration, Mr. Gerald Smith, has been called in for questioning in connection with the same investigation. These actions represent a decisive stage in the government's determination to expose and dismantle this network from its roots, to identify and pursue its leadership, financiers, facilitators, transporters, operational coordinators, institutional protectors, and every person who knowingly assisted its activities. No office is too high. No political connection is too powerful. No nationality provides immunity, and no individual is beyond the reach of the law. Transnational narcotics trafficking is not an ordinary criminal enterprise. It is a direct attack upon our national security, public institutions, economy, and the future of Liberia's young people. Any organization that attempts to corrupt public officials, penetrate state institutions, or transform Liberia into a transit corridor for illicit narcotics will face the full and lawful authority of the Republic. Our objective is not merely to seize narcotics or arrest low-level operatives. Our objective is to dismantle the entire criminal infrastructure, its leadership, financing, logistics, protection arrangements, and international connections. We will follow the evidence across institutions, political boundaries, and national borders. There will be no selective justice, political protection, sacred cows, or compromise with organized criminality. Every person against whom credible and visible evidence is established will be investigated and prosecuted with all fear of political considerations. The government, nevertheless, emphasizes that criminal charges are accusations and do not constitute judgment of guilt. All defendants remain presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty before a court of competent jurisdiction. They are entitled to legal representation, due process, and all constitutional and statutory protections guaranteed under Liberian law. This remains an active and sensitive investigation involving multiple individuals and jurisdictions. The government will therefore not disclose information that could compromise ongoing operations, endanger cooperating persons, or prejudice judicial proceedings. We urge the public, political actors, and media institutions to avoid speculation, intimidation of witnesses, and the publication of unverified information capable of interfering with the investigation or undermining the administration of justice. There can be no misunderstanding. Liberia will not be surrendered to drug traffickers or to those who enable them. We will uproot this network, sever its financial institutional support, pursue its members wherever they may be found, and bring every culpable actor before the law. Further information will be released when legally and operationally appropriate. I thank you.
The voice of the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the
Ladies and gentlemen, announce the Honorable Justice Minister and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia. At this point, we will open the Q&A section, thereby allowing journalists who are here to ask a number of questions. The Attorney General and members of the Joint Security will take note of the questions and will respond accordingly. So, my
name is Emmanuel Mopolo and I report for Kisa Liberia. Alright. The public just want to know where is Madam Howard Taylor? Is she in the police custody or should be taken to the Monrovia Senior Prison? Thank you.
Yes. My name is Prince. So just to follow the question. So the problem that you know what the vice president will see the jail tonight or
thank you, Honorable Justice Minister. I'm Nelson Cllr, the report for the Supreme Court. I have three concerns. The first one has to do with the public outcry relative to the witch hunt. What can you say about that? There has been concerns that, given the previous address, there were disclosures that DTOs have been operating in the country under previous administrations. BNs were linked, current and ex-officials. Now we see the former vice president is one of those that have been brought down. And from that background, there has been public outcry about witch hunt. What can you say to that? And then secondly, there has also been outcry relative to the process as to how an individual, especially high-profile persons, can be maybe arrested or brought in for questioning. There has also been concerns that there wasn't a prior communication to the former vice president, which some people are again tied to witch hunt. What can you say to that? Thank you, sir. Next question.
My name is Harina Adekupemi and I report for Blaze FM. Mr. Tweh, the issue of drugs trafficking has been an old issue in our country. Liberians are concerned. This investigation, which we are head of, is it focusing on the previous administration or the recent drugs confiscated in our country?
Thank you. Next question. Okay, my name is Natu and I write for the Liberian Investigator newspaper. We would like to know if the two drug cases, the RRA and the Duazum cases, whether the investigation has established that these are related cases or separate cases. Now, if these are separate cases, which one of these cases is the former vice president connected to?
thank you. I'm Anthony.
Okay, so
Good
afternoon to all. The first question has to do with the current location of the former Vice President, Madam Howard Taylor. And there's another connected question as to whether she will remain detained at the Central Police Headquarters. Madam Taylor is currently being held at the Liberian National Police Headquarters. And yes, indeed, she will be there till she's forwarded to court at our earliest convenience. The issue of the process and questioning the process as to why Madam Taylor wasn't notified before today. There are different methods that investigations will normally take. I think most times here, we're used to the fact that the police will call you in to question you, when the investigation is ongoing. In this case, this investigation, with the efforts of the entire Joint Security Investigative Team, was able to collect sufficient evidence, and we believe that the evidence was at a point where we did not need to speak with the suspect. We were proceeding straight for a grand jury to get an indictment, which was going to be sealed until we at the appropriate time to be unsealed by the Minister of Justice. Unfortunately, when Taylor tried to leave the country the day when Joint Security was notified, we had to immediately stop her. So everything was already laid out. It didn't have to go through the process of calling her, notifying her. But you all can check the law and you can cite anything to see if there's any violation of her rights that have been carried out because of how this process was conducted. This investigation is not targeting the previous administration. The Joint National Security Investigative Team has got a mandate from the National Security Council of the Republic of Liberia. And that mandate is not just about arrest and seizure. It's about dismantling the cartel network. And in order to dismantle so that it does not operate again, we have to go to the roots. Indeed, it did not start today, so we have to go back to where it started. So the historical did lead into the former administration. This is not like some Nelson acts about it being a witch hunt. I can tell you, Taylor is a woman of great faith. She's not known to be a witch, so she will never be hunted as a witch. This is a legitimate process attached to the rule of law based on good evidence and good evidence only. Related to the case, which one? We have the 19 million and 317. Madam Taylor connects to the 317 because it's this DTO, the three names that were mentioned, Nicola, Michael, and Taras, who came to Liberia and set up the shop, is the continuation of their network, attempting to believe that they had some level of control in this administration like they had in the past, that attempted to bring the 317, which was immediately confiscated and has led to this investigation. So by extension of the historical, she's attached to the 317 and not the 19 million. I think I've covered all of the questions, unless there's something else that
we'll take the last question, that was done. We can have questions.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. My name is Anthony Don, and I report for the opposing argument. I have two concerns.
Yes, sir.
The first one has to do with the invitation. Liberian has been concerned since morning. You said there are letters, security officials can use to invite people. When we were going live, people said that's total disrespect to the former vice president because she's a state person. According to you, there has been investigations and you have received substantiated fights that led you to stopping Madam Taylor from accessing a flight. Can you also explain to us, why you think today is the right day to, stop Madam Taylor, even though she was on her way to the women's forum according to her in Ghana? That's my first concern. The second one is, does the charge also include a link of Madam Taylor to the cartel that's currently being dismantled according to you on the administration? Thank you.
Jonah Freeman, the free Liberian journalist. I'm Gregory Coleman and the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia. The podium there, we have seasoned Liberians, intellectuals, and lawyers there. But I want to know, as stated by you, by the Gregory Coleman, that the former Vice President ordained it to the over 300 million drug saga, which took place in Brazil. I want to know, you fell short to co-constitutional reliance or reliances as it relates to arbitrary stop to Ghana when she was on her way to attend a conference. Then to the Justice Minister, as an experienced lawyer in our country's history, you quoted some provision of the penal law, the criminal procedure law, but then you did not explain to the common billable seller in my hometown in Buchanan City, Grand Basel, maybe they may not have been a lawyer or a criminal justice practitioner. Can you enlighten, sir, on your recent exposure as it relates to the various provisions?
My name is Daniel to the Court, and I report Gregory Coleman stated, and the facts were given, the solicitation was given to former Victory Cllr. She's currently at the Liberian National Police headquarters. Was an investigation conducted with the help of the embassy?
So we take just two more, and then that will be.
My name is Moses Inin, I report for safety.
The hand, this one? Okay, after the three questions.
What is taking for the release today? And of course, I'm concerned as a Liberian journalist, and of course, even you disclosed about the American company into a sedated justice. I want you to know the status of the common LDA boss, that's Criteria Gapu and Patrick Thomas. How far are they and what status is the country?
My name is Desmond when I report for Monrovia Watch newspaper and found this on the nighttime heat. Inspector General, with the entire investigation, there have been a series of concerns ranging from junior officers of those who are responsible for protect laws and property. The issue about the one who says Johnny Bolading, that can be interpreted to some extent on a criminal investigation as criminal offense, giving his admittance of receiving bribe of 10,000. It is expected that Johnny Bolading by now have been charged for what the court gives a picture of criminal investigation. He admitted to the crime. Instead of use of action by sending to professional standard, is that a requirement given the nature of that criminal admittance of committing a crime? And my second question of this same thing is that since the entirety of the investigation, there have been several key actors who have been charged, or better still, who have been blamed for their role play allegedly. What is the status in terms of those who in senior government positions, the NSA boss, the former NSA boss, the LDA, and a few other people? Has the police or has the investigation moved beyond these people being just suspended and those seniors being charged and forwarded to court as required by law? The last question.
Thank you. My name is Emre Waxon, and I write for the Daily Observer newspaper. So I just want to know, because according to the Inspector General, the Liberian government has uncovered that the former vice president is linked to the drugs that were potentially as drug stores. So now, many out there are wondering as to whether the government has been able to establish the ownership of those property that the individual. Thank you.
And so, you're going to respond to these questions shortly. Keep tuned.
So there are some legal questions here. A good thing we have the Attorney General in the House. So I will leave all the legal questions for the Attorney General. The ones that are directly with the investigation, I will answer, and if the DA boss designate want to come in to further, he will as well. I know there's one about whether she is linked to the cartel. Well, we are dismantling the cartel operation. So everybody who is along the lines of that network based on the role that you play, whether, as a state actor or a non-state actor, definitely you will be part of this investigation, and that's the line in which Madam Cllr finds herself. The question about the properties, the property owner of the stash house, yes, we do know the owner of the stash house. We are in contact. We've spoken to him. We've obtained the lease. They paid all of the documents connected to how it was paid for, who paid for it, and everything. That's also a part of our investigation. Was the investigation conducted by the U.S. Embassy? Well, through the help of the U.S. Embassy, we do have U.S. law enforcement agencies, to include the DEA, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, here in country assisting us in this transnational criminal investigation. concerns about Dean being expected to be charged and why he was sent to professional standard. So the police has got its own administrative instructions and administrative regulations. There are processes and procedures as to how to deal with a police officer when they are found in wrongdoing. So whenever a police officer is caught in an act of wrongdoing, they have to first go through administrative proceeding before they turn over if criminality is established. Mr. Dean, like every other police officer who will get involved into a wrongdoing, was forwarded to the professional standards, which is by law. It's there, you can look at it, you can request the administrative instructions of professional standard and read it. And professional standard has completed the investigation and he has subsequently been turned over to the Crime Services Department where his investigation continues. As stated the other time, there are things within this investigation that's beyond our reach. The deputy here for Crime Services can add on to it. If we make application to the court for court logs and stuff, we have to wait for us to be able to do the analysis before we can come up to make formal decision on these investigations. Where are we with those who are dismissed and suspended? Well, for those who are dismissed and suspended, the first thing, let's understand, the president has the power to hire and fire. So whether it's based on established criminal reason or not, there's a presidential prerogative to fire. Those who are within the category to be investigated criminally are undergoing criminal investigation. Those who are in the category to be investigated ethically are set to be investigated once the committee is established. I will step aside and allow the Attorney General to take the legally related questions. So they ask about something about whether the staff was arbitrary as per the law. Yeah.
So there you have it. The Attorney General is here to answer the.
As we have informed the Liberian public continuously, this matter about the drugs seizure was elevated to national security level. The Joint National Security Investigative Team was put together. And within that team, we have the power to have credible evidence on anybody to prevent them from leaving the country. We exercise that power. As the IG stated, we are investigated, we have criminal evidence, we have credible evidence pointing to the activities of the former, the collection of the former vice president. And we acted upon that. We are waiting for we get one or leave the country, we are answering to the charges. Otherwise, you'll be prevented from traveling. And we did bring on in, investigate further question on everything. And we think we have good enough evidence. As we said, and we always say, this investigation is evidence-based. We follow the lead. Nothing is being done arbitrarily. We follow the lead. Sometimes it takes a while to, what is the famous word? Connect the dots. We follow the lead. Nothing is arbitrary. I think Liberian should be very critical and analytical. Why is Mr. and Mrs. X in charge and not Mr. and Mrs. Y? Nothing is arbitrary. We're following the lead. And where the lead point, where it leads, we'll go there. And that what happened in the case. So we figured there was nothing arbitrary, nobody's rights were violated. We were brought to the Liberian National Headquarters, accompanied with our lawyers. And as we said, there's no sacred cow. Wherever they lead, we put it. and we will not involve anybody with evidence have not shown any leakage or any connection to the matter. We are trying to do this because in a very professional manner. We have very seasoned professional people, but we have the assistance from our partners and friends. Thank you.
On that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we want to appreciate you for your patience, for the time spent here. We also want to appreciate the various audiences for following. Many thanks to state radio and community radio stations across the country for relaying this press conference. As more detail emerge, we'll be here tomorrow at the initial regular press briefing. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.